I didn't have a stroke, I promise. But it is the end of the month, family. It is August 31st, and this is the perfect time to sow very strong seeds into the new month. And I want to open with Galatians 6, chapter 9, not pushing my beliefs on any of you guys. If this doesn't align with you, I apologize. But I want to let us not grow weary in doing good. But for in due season, family, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Can somebody drop if I do not give up in the chat tonight? Because listen here, we got Damon on the call. We're not going to do none of that sugarcoating. We're not doing no sweet talk tonight. We're going to get straight into it, right? So I want to just start off with this, family. Okay, it takes seeds to have a harvest. Can we just drop a fire in the chat? A fire sign, an emoji, a number one, a number two. Do we have the understanding, family, that it truly takes seeds to harvest? Hold on. Come on, Paul, what's that? It takes seeds, family, to harvest. You guys, I just cut up this watermelon. It was a big, long, juicy watermelon full of water. I didn't even realize how much water is in these things until I cut it open today. But it makes sense because it's a watermelon. But as you guys can see here, we got some seeded watermelon, okay? But those little black things you see right there, okay? Those little black things that you see right there, family, it took these seeds for this watermelon to have a harvest. Come on now. We're not preaching tonight, are we? What? I just found out who I was all over again, family. I just started to discover who I was all over again, family. And I'm going to bleed on you guys today in a very, very great way. But it truly takes seeds to harvest. Seeds equals daily actions, right? Daily actions that you, Kimberly, that you, Tanika, that you, Caitlin Barber, that you, Nia Hayes, that you, Damon Dillard, are creating, right? Seeds, right, are going to be your daily actions to then create habits, conversations in our business, presentations in our business, and faith in our business. Okay. And I want you guys to understand that when we plant seeds, we have to water them. Okay. That watermelon did not grow without any water. So, our water as human beings, family, this is recorded. So, if this is good, I can't wait for you guys to press the replay about 5 or 6 times, okay? Because I know this is good. So it takes water for those seeds to grow. And our water, look, my voice is so high right now. Do I need to calm it down? Do I need to calm it down? Be honest in the chat, Damon. Am I coming too hard? Am I coming too loud? Nia, tell me how I'm doing tonight. Am I too
You
loud?
crushing it. Keep going. Keep going. We
Oh,
loving it.
oh, okay.
I was gonna say you
Don't
giving
calm
the
down.
energy.
Okay, bet. So water, it takes water for those seeds to grow. And our water as human beings, family, I told you we get straight into it, is consistency. Consistency being a father, a mother, a child of the Most High. You guys just didn't know. You guys just didn't know, did you? I know. I've been hiding from you. I have. I've been hiding from you. Oh man, I just can't wait for you guys to see this. But it truly takes consistency in your life, in your business, in that car. You got to go consistently put gas in it, don't you? Right? Right? Because that car is not going to be able to if it goes empty. Right? We got to consistently water ourselves. And that means showing up when it's hard, showing up when I have no money in my bank account, showing up when I feel like everybody's against me, showing up when, oh man, who got my back? Showing up when, man, I'm hungry, my stomach growling. I don't really got no money for a good showing up when, showing up. Can somebody just drop in the chat showing up? Because then, right, seeds water soil, family, soil, your mindset, okay, your mindset. What you believe about yourself determines your growth, family. Like, Damon, now I see why you've been telling us they've been lying to us all this time. Because what it is, it's not the more dials. It's not about signing up for the best course. It's not about pulling up to the best event. It's not about finding the best pastor in the church or the best preacher or spiritual leader. It's about you, honey. And what you believe about yourself is going to determine your growth. Somebody drop some hearts in the chat. Somebody drop some hearts in the chat. What you believe about yourself, family, is going to determine your growth. That is your soil. What soil are you currently living in right now, family? What soil are you currently living in right now, family? Is your soil dirty? Is your soil filled with negative talk? Is your soil filled with negative energy? Is your soil filled with ugly? The devil's playground? What is your soil, honey? Because what you believe about yourself and where you're planted at is going to determine where you go. Man, Damon, I'm going to be bringing you on here in just a minute. I got some amazing questions for you, but I want you guys to understand that harvest will then be the results. That harvest of that watermelon, family, that beautiful, juicy watermelon that I cut in half with my brand new knives I just bought. Praise God. Can we mute out, please? Can we mute out, please? Oh, hey, Tanika, it's all good. You're good. You know I love you. So, watermelon, right? Without the harvest, I wouldn't have been able to juice it. So I want you guys to understand this key thing tonight that the harvest will not show up in your night overnight. But I promise you guys that it will show up if you keep showing up and if you keep watering it. Because the waiting season, family. Now, without further ado, family, I want to bring on a very, very special guest. Okay. This individual is a big, big reason why I was able to even just share that information with you. Because without him allowing me to be aware, I wouldn't have been the person to go study, seek so I could find. Can somebody say seek so I can find? It's not just in your your spiritual life. We're not just seeking in spiritual in our spiritual life, family. Like some of you guys got it down pat when it comes to your spirituality and who you believe in and how you service that individual. But one thing that we can't get is the other side. So, without further ado, family, I want to bring on no other than the infamous, the famous. His name is Damon Dillard. Damon is a father, family. He is a serving, loving, phenomenal father who shows up each and every single day, as of today, serving us as a community today because he is a father. He understood that he had an assignment to serve and impact the lives of millions of people. Not only is this man a father, he's an amazing husband who shows up every single day to serve as he should. Not only is he a father and a husband, but he's an individual that leads in a community of thousands. Yeah, we're not just talking agents, we're talking people, leading people with impact to income, allowing people to get out of their head so they can get in their bag. And Damon, I could say so much more about you, but I appreciate you for all that you've done for our community and for showing up in my life the way you have, the way you've served, so I can get to where I am today. And that not only I can get to where I am today, Damon, but so that I can now be a vessel onto other people and share the knowledge and the information and the impact that you've had with me onto others. So, Damon, I don't know if you are there. Can you hear me okay, Damon?
I is here. I is here. I is here.
Oh, he
What
is.
up? What up? What up? What's going on, family?
What's going on, Damon? How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic and amazing. Even better now that I'm on the line with you. What's going on, Coach KB? What's
Oh,
going on, Collective Prosperity family?
Damon, we are so beyond excited to have you here tonight. Actually, I'm honored to be able to have the privilege to be connected alongside with you, to have you as a coach, somebody that is so impactful. Somebody that has taught me so many things when it came down to my subconscious mind. Because Damon, I struggled in my head for a long time, but it only took just a couple of months to change the trajectory of it all. And I truly, truly, truly do appreciate you, Damon. And I pray that tonight on this call, I pray, Damon, that we can have that same impact that you were able to have with me, right? And have on me. I pray that some individual on this line, if you're listening to this family, I pray that you can receive today wholeheartedly. So
Yeah,
without further ado, Damon, tell us first, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I want to actually I want to throw it back to you really really quick. I want to give you a huge shout out, right? A lot of people give me credit, like, and I appreciate that. They call me mentor, they call me coach. Damien, you did so much for my life. But honestly, I've been saying the same thing since 2013, right? Like I've been saying the same stuff about mindset and belief and all that. But I've got to give it back to you because you chose you, right? It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with, oh, Damon, I'm so grateful that you did that. No, like Caitlin, you made a decision to say, you know what? I'm going to take this information and I'm going to immediately apply it. And I mean, we are literally sitting in the fruit of the seeds that you sowed a very, very long time ago. And so, family, I just want to say this publicly. I'm extremely proud of you. I think they see, if anybody's following me on social media, they see you all over my page all the time. And people probably wonder, like, he must be extremely fond of this young lady. I'm like, listen, she wins every month, like every single month. So I mean, what you've been able to do, not only in the insurance business, but also for your life, for your children, for your boys, for your sons. You're raising young men under the tremendous amount of adversity that you go through every single day. Obviously, with Leo, and we just see you, and I just want to acknowledge you. I want to praise you real quick and give you a shout out again. I'm extremely grateful for your friendship, extremely grateful for your partnership, and obviously what you bring to so many agents as well. So, if you ask me how I'm doing, I'm extremely, extremely happy to be here. Again, I think 2 years ago is when you really started in the business. So to see everything that's happened in such a short time is just extremely inspiring.
Man, man, and I appreciate that and I receive that. And Damon, I have something for you. I need you to know this. You just saw the beginning.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, it's about to get crazy, family. It's about to get crazy. Damon, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm beyond honored every single day to have a connection with you. And Damon, I want to share with people the one powerful tactic that you shared with me, and
Mhm,
that one powerful tactic, I believe, was the tactics that I need to go through my waiting season
mhm,
to the tactics that I needed, Damon, to receive properly as I was being coached by you in this industry. Okay. As I was going through the process of the final expense life insurance telesales,
mhm,
right? But it wasn't about really me like doing more,
mhm,
Damon. And I want you to, if you don't mind, if you
mhm.
don't mind, I'm getting a call from New York. I don't know who would be calling me from New York right now. But tell us, what was your first exposure, Damon, to the power of believing and self-talk?
What was my first exposure to the power of self-talk?
Yes.
Um, I I think I've always done it, right? We've always done it. I just didn't understand the power of it, right? So I think the very first time I heard anybody mention the book that I mentioned to everybody before you read anything else, before you listen to anything else, I always suggest that people grab the book "What to Say When You Talk to Yourself" by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. All right, "What to Say When You Talk to Yourself" by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. And the reason I always suggest that book is because even right now, as you all are listening to me, as you're listening to KB, in any learning environment at all, one thing that I would encourage you all to note down is there's always two different conversations that are happening, right? There's the conversation that I'm having with you, but way more consequential to your actual results are the conversations you're having with yourself. And for those of you that are like, well, Damon, I don't know what you're talking about. I never talk to me. That's exactly what I'm talking about right now. You just talk to you. So I didn't understand the impact of it until I heard from a gentleman by the name. I'm actually just going to call him HB, right? For legal reasons right now. We're just going to call him HB. If y'all know who I'm talking about, that's a different story for a different day. But I remember listening in 2014. I was taking three different buses, right? I'm taking three different buses to go from Westerville, that's North Columbus, all the way to downtown Columbus, working a job that I absolutely hated. Again, I had already been exposed to personal self development. I had already been exposed to a gentleman who became my mentor, but I didn't know anything about this world. Like, I didn't know anything about growing your mindset or reading books. Like, what? I graduated with a 1.7 GPA. The last thing I wanted to do was go back to school. And so I remember my mentor telling me, he said, Damon, the difference between who you are today and who you can become 1 year from now are the books that you read and the environments that you put yourself in, the people that you surround yourself with. And so I remember listening to another audio. I used to show up to a call every single Monday night. It was called the Millionaire Mastery Call. The Millionaire Mastery Call. And I would show up. I was just a producer at the time. I was writing no business. All right. I was a part of a network marketing company. And I was always listening for the information inside the information. And I remember one night my mentor had mentioned an audio from his mentor that he had spoke at an Eric Worre event. I don't know. I know Caitlin, you know who Eric Worre is. But Eric Worre had an event in Vegas, and I remember going to YouTube to look up the speech, and I found it. So I'm listening to the speech, and he's talking about something called the domino effect, right? Your beliefs are creating your thoughts are creating your feelings are creating your actions, and your actions are creating your results. This was mind blowing to me, Caitlin. Here's why. Because I had just learned about T. Harv Eker and Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. And when I read Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, it changed things for me because one of the first things he said that got me to just simply be aware is he said, Damon, you take you wherever you go. So no matter what industry I was a part of, I showed up. No matter what city I moved to, I showed up. No matter what I was selling, I was the one selling it. And so, in other words, if my results are going to change, I've got to change. And so when I'm listening, it's so funny how everything is intertwined, right? Like the truth always makes sense, right? And so I'm listening to this guy's speech, and it's like, wait a minute, that's it. That's it. And the universal principle is we always will behave in a way that's congruent with the way that we see ourselves.
What?
So if I believe that I'm a certain way, then my results are okay. So long story short, short story long, whatever you want to say. He goes, I felt like he was talking to me. I'm listening to the speech from the guy in Vegas, and he said, "I remember listening to all these people, right? Like right now, many of you all are listening to podcasts and you're reading books and you're going to these different events and you're still trying to figure it out." And family, if I can be very honest, I was frustrated back then because I was listening to all the books. I was listening to all the podcasts. I was showing up in every single room. If there was a free Zoom call like this, family, I was there, but my income wasn't changing. And so he said what changed for him is when he grabbed a book. The book was What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. He said, not only did I read the book, he said, I studied it.
Yes.
The minute he said that, Caitlin, I said, okay, so I got the book. I began to study it. I learned about the 5 different levels of self-talk. I learned how to talk to myself. I learned how to make my own audio where I was speaking to me and I was telling myself these lies. And when I understood the power of that had to be 2014. When I say that changed everything, it had nothing to do with me getting my license. It had nothing to do with the products I was selling. It had nothing to, it was literally that. That's when it changed.
Wow. And you know what's so amazing, Damon? One thing that you shared with me that I've never forgot
Mm-hmm.
is you stated before, and you've said this a couple of times, but when you got in the field of just seeing and believing, seeing and
Hmm.
believing, right? We were seeing and believing. I remember you said you asked your mentor or your coach.
Hmm.
I remember the question was, it was either along the lines like how was this made possible? Yeah, I think so. And the answer was, well, I just believe in myself more than anyone else believes in themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, he said it a little bit differently.
yeah,
He
sure.
my question to him was, and so what she's referring to is like I was broke, like broke with multiple O's. This is 2013. A friend of mine invites me to an event. I'm sure you all have gotten that call before, where it's like, "Hey, we got some millionaires coming in town. You don't want to miss it." So I'm broke. Like I listen, I was too broke to be naive or pessimistic, right? Like I couldn't be skeptical. You can't be broke and skeptical at the same time, right? And so I remember showing up at this event. The man looked like money. I walked up to him after the event and I said, "Listen, from what I'm hearing, you're earning $300,000 a month." Right? This is back in 2013, y'all. The average person at that time is making 30 grand a year. So my question was, how? Like, what do you know that nobody else knows? Because everybody in the room ain't doing this. So it couldn't be the company. It couldn't be the industry. The average person in network marketing is barely making $500 a month. So what makes you so different? His response, what Caitlin is referring to, is he said, Damon, there's no one that believes the way that I do.
Mm,
Go ahead, KB.
amazing. And I believe that our brain program is really important, Damon.
Mhm.
And really quick family. I just need a pause for stage and identification. Is that how we say it, Damon?
Pause for station identification.
Station identification.
You almost there, though. You almost there.
Listen, you guys, listen. I really, really need you guys to take heed tonight to what to say when you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't care how hard you work. Damon, how many, how many times we go into service on Sunday for the weekend?
Mhm.
Damon, how many times we work our body out?
Mhm.
Like we eat.
Mhm.
Damon, I believe that if we cannot master what to say when
Mhm.
we talk to ourselves,
Mhm.
I personally believe we're going to not be able to get to the place that we desire. And let me explain, right? Because inside of that book, right?
Mhm.
Inside of that book of what to say when you talk to yourself, the number one key factor is because we have to study it, right? We can't just get a book and yeah, no, we have to study this book because if Damon is saying I went from broke to multiple O's in 2014, 2013,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to
Mhm.
now being in a position today to lead the masses,
Mhm.
this has to tell you something, family. This
Mhm.
has to make you say that maybe I want to tap into this book because there's two key factors, your success or your failure, it says, Damon. Your
Mhm.
success or your failure, whether in business,
Mhm.
relationships,
Mhm.
health, personal growth,
Mhm.
depends on two key factors.
Mhm.
And those key factors are what you accept from others. The second factor is what you repeatedly say to yourself.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the two key forces, right? These are the two forces that the book, What to Say, that you just mentioned, states, right?
Mhm.
That will create the internal rule book, right? For our life. It's going to create the internal rule book for our life, which directly influences family, what we accept, pursue, and achieve.
Yeah.
Now, really quick here,
Mhm.
before we can even get any deeper, I just strongly believe it's important to understand,
Mhm.
okay? Brain programming, right? Like, I want you to guide, I want the audience, Damon. I want to help,
Mhm.
I want to help them understand. If you
Mhm.
can help me here, that the operating system of our mind
Mhm.
is going to be built by like the beliefs we've accepted, the
Mhm.
conversations we have with ourselves, and the influences that we've maybe absorbed from our environment.
Yeah.
Like our brain will believe whatever it hears the most, especially like what we say about ourselves. So like
Yeah.
if they want to change their life, they must change their programming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I want to share something with that. So we had this call. I got into the insurance industry. I got my license in March of 2014. And we had this call that they did every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. So if y'all think y'all get up early for calls now, right? Like, so on the West Coast, you had to get up at 4 a.m., right? But it was if you all saw my stories, I posted my mentor, one of the first mentors I ever had in the insurance industry. He ran this call, and it was called the Breakfast Club, right? And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 a.m., he would get on this call. And I remember this had to be early 2015. I remember asking him a very curious question. Just it was a little bit of a facetious question because I knew about what KB is talking about right now, like how important your words were and what you say to yourself, because you're always having conversations with yourself. 70 to 80% of all of your dialogue is internal. And so I remember asking him something because I mean this guy was doing $3 million a month in final expense production, right? With only one company, by the way. Right? For all my people, well, I ain't got enough carriers yet. Wait a minute.
wait a minute,
Trust
wait.
me, if you got one, you do. Right? Watch this. And we were the most expensive company out there, by the way. And we were crushing it. So anyway, what I wanted to know, I think he had started in the business like 2004 or whatever. And so I didn't want to know what he was doing then or now, 2014, right? 15. I wanted to know what were you doing in 2004? Matter of fact, I don't even care about what you were doing. What were you saying to yourself? So in other words, when you set an appointment and you went out and drove 2, 3 hours and showed up for an appointment that was set and they canceled on you, what did you say to yourself then? Like in those moments when you had business partners start with you and they capitulated and gave up on their dreams and they caught apathy, what were you saying to yourself then? When you had started a new business idea for your agency and it fell through, what did you say then? Like I no longer cared. Like what were you doing? I wanted to know what were you saying to yourself? And I remember one thing that he said, and I say this to people all the time: everything always works out better than planned. That is my favorite automatic response to any situation. Everything always works out better than planned. The second one is it's only a test. Any adversity shows up, it's only a test. Anything goes wrong, everything always works out better than planned. Anything unplanned, it always works out better than planned. And I remember adopting that. 2015 is when I went full time, really got really serious about the industry. I got my license 2014 March. 2015 is when I said, okay, I'm going all in on this thing. And I believe what really changed. I want to share a quick story. Have you guys ever heard of Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hoping like everybody's like, yes, I'm familiar with that state. Okay, have you all ever heard of the University of Michigan football team? Okay, if you're from Columbus, Ohio, you just got very upset about even hearing the word Michigan football team, right? Now, watch this. There was a very famous player by the name of Charles Woodson. Has anybody ever heard of Charles Woodson? Okay, Charles Woodson, for my ladies in the house that do not know, is by far one of the greatest athletes to ever play the game of football. Like, he was a Heisman Trophy winner, went on to the NFL. I mean, incredible, absolutely amazing career. Why am I sharing this with you? Well, Charles actually was not even about to go to Michigan. He did incredible at Michigan, but at one point, even after he committed, he was thinking about leaving the school. Why? Because he was facing a tremendous amount of adversity. And so what ended up happening was he had a conversation with his mentor. And his mentor asked him, "What is your goal?" And he said, well, my goal is to, obviously be the starting cornerback. I want to make sure I have a successful college career, and eventually I want to go to the pros. And he said, well, what is your training regimen like? He said, well, what I do every single day is the workouts to make me a more successful football player. And the funniest thing happened. His trainer said something to him, and it is my approach to the final expense in life insurance industry right now. Caitlin knows this. His mentor said, well, instead of training to be the best football player, I want you to actually train like an Olympic athlete. Charles was confused. He's like, but I'm not trying to go to the Olympics. Like, I just want to be a professional football player. He said, no, you don't understand. Because when you train to be an Olympic athlete, everything changes. Your diet changes. Where you hang out changes. What you eat or drink every single day changes. Family, if you know anything about an Olympic athlete, they will train for 4 years for a 10-second race. Everything is extremely intentional. And so watch this. That is exactly why Charles Woodson became a Heisman Trophy winner, why he went to the why? Because if anybody can write this down, if you're hearing what I'm saying, he changed his standard. Well, the only thing that he was playing the same game as everybody else. Hello. He was on the same field as everybody. What changed, Damon? His standard did. Why am I telling you this? Because family, when I committed to this industry, I am no smarter than anybody else. I didn't graduate with a degree. I was a 1.7 student. Like I'm definitely not the sharpest person at all, right? I'm a little bit remedial. I probably could have been short bus to school, to be honest. What changed? What made Damon so different? Family, number one, all glory to God. But number two, I just simply changed the standard. I don't know if you all ever heard this before, but Jim Rohn says it best. He says you must work 10 times harder on yourself than you ever do on your job. That is what Caitlin is talking about when it comes to self-talk. If 95%, write this down, if 95% of what I think and what I do, in other words, if 95% of my daily behaviors and my daily thoughts are unconscious, I want you all to think about that for a second. Just allow that to sink in real quick. If 95% of what I do every single day, the way I think, the way I behave every single day, the way you all are receiving this information right now, the way you all approach this call, the way you showed up to this call, the way you brush your teeth, the way you take a shower, the way you eat your food, the way you put on your clothes, the way you put on your pants, the way you put on your socks, the way you drive your car. Here's the word, family. The way you do everything is 95% unconscious. In other words, you are replaying a program, like Caitlin said. A program has to be downloaded. Do you all get that?
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, you did not show up this way. You were conditioned to behave the way you are right now. You were conditioned to receive this information the way you are. You were conditioned to take notes the way you are. You were conditioned to look at your life the way you do. You were conditioned to believe the things you do. So why is that a problem?
Mm-hmm.
This is what Caitlin is saying. So the question is, why is that a problem? Well, it's only a problem if. Can somebody say if in the chat? It's only a problem if. And it's a very big if. Family, it's only a problem if you are unhappy about your current results. And here's the challenge, and I'm going to throw it back to KB. Here's the challenge. Can I be very honest with you? Family, I've been doing this for a very long time. I speak to agents and entrepreneurs every day, every single day. Can I give you the secret as to why most people will never make it as an entrepreneur? Remember I said if, right? If you are unhappy with your current results. Family, the challenge for most people is that their current lifestyle isn't necessarily what they want. However, they've been living it for so long, it's comfortable to them. It's just the way things are. It's just Yeah, this is how it is. I had a conversation, and I want KB to come back. Had a conversation with a mentee yesterday, and we were having a quick coaching call, and I asked them. I said, "What is your financial goal for September?" And they said, "Well, Damon, I want to make 15 grand a month." Matter of fact, let me be very honest. I said, "What is your financial goal for September?" They said, "I don't know, to make about 10 to 15." I said, "Okay, well, that's not a goal." And they said, "Well, what do you mean that's a goal?" I said, "That's like me telling my GPS, hey, you know, get me somewhere between Ohio and Kentucky." Well, Damon, that's that's a little obsessive. That doesn't even make any sense. Family, a goal is a target, and you'll never hit a target you don't see. So the first thing that I asked her, or them, sorry, first thing I asked them, I said, "Well, what do you want?" And they said, "Well, I want to make 15 grand." And I said, "Okay, great." I said, "Are you making 15 grand now?" They said, "No." I said, "Okay. Are you making 10 grand now?" They said, "No." I said, "Okay." I said, "Are you making 5 grand now?" They said, "Yeah, I make about 5 grand." I said, "You live a pretty good life, do you not?" They said, "Yes." I said, "You just came back from vacation, did you not?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Your bills are paid. You got a roof over your head. You got food in the refrigerator." Question for you. Why you got to make 15 grand? This is what they said. They said, "Well, I mean, to pay my bills, to pay off some debt." And I said, "Huh. So you mean to tell me that you're gonna triple? Right now they're making about 5 grand. So to make 15 grand, you have to 3x who you are, your skill set and your character traits." I said, "What would make you do that?" Definitely not survival. And what you just explained to me, person, is that you want to make 15 grand to survive. How's that going to work? Family, what am I telling you right now? Most people are not clear on what they want. And write this down. Your why power is always going to be more powerful than willpower. And most agents, watch this. If there are 18 agents on the line right now, I can guarantee about 17 and a half, right? Because we always got room for growth. Because I'm talking about me too, right? 17 and a half. Watch this. 17 and a half of us, family, do not clearly know why we're doing this. And that's why you feel stuck. That is why you feel stagnant. That is why you'll get progress. You'll get the flyers, you'll get recognition, but you still feel like something is missing. And so you'll start to will yourself, and I'm going to force myself to make the calls, and I'm forcing myself. You would never have to do that if you would build a stronger standard. See, the man's standard went from professional to Olympian. That's completely different. That is why what I teach agents is no, I don't want you to become an agent. I want you to become a business owner. It's a different standard. And KB, back to you, it changes what you say to yourself.
Because heart is powerful. Because once you guys tap into the book, of course, you guys will hear that since we were how young, Damon? Was it 18 years old? We heard a
Oh,
certain
born 140,000 no's
yeah.
since we were born. Think about that. Since the moment I was born, Caitlin, I
Mhm.
have heard the word no or a phrase of the word no over 140,000 times. Not right now. Don't do that. Hey, be quiet. Hey, stop that. That don't make sense. Don't dream that big. Don't do that. No, you can never do that. And family, think about the household you were raised in. Raise your hand if you were raised by entrepreneurial parents. I wasn't. Well, we know Tiffany, right? Tiffany a little bit different, right? Tiffany, y'all gonna learn a lot about Tiffany here very soon. She is crushing it right now, by the way. But think about that, like family, the conversations in our home not only were majority negative, but the majority were survival talk. Like I don't remember, I don't remember for one moment my parents talking about our goals. I don't remember them talking about like can we be honest? I don't know if y'all can handle this.
Yes.
What we were looking forward to, was tax time.
Mm, yes.
See, y'all too rich. Y'all, okay, now we know who grew up with privilege because nobody's smiling or laughing. Listen, what we were talking about was, oh my God, I can't wait to go shopping during tax time. I can't wait to get the new, oh, by the way, the used Nintendo 64 in tax time. Family. So watch this. You guys got to give yourself more grace because wait a minute. So I've been conditioned from the age of 0 to 18 for survival. For many of us, let's be honest, you've probably been conditioned for survival for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So all of a sudden, you're going to expect that you come into an environment like this and just automatically take on the identity of abundance. Like you're just automatically going to be an entrepreneur. Family, that is why I encourage people to never take these type of calls for granted. Why? Because Caitlin said it earlier. It takes repetition. You think I just showed up on my first call in 2013 learning about entrepreneurship and just automatically waltzed into being a 6 and 7 figure incomer? Like, no way. Family, it was every single day over and over and over and over and over and over and making mistakes and having failures. And man, listen, I have failed so many times to the current date. But having the grace to say, you know what? I'm just simply breaking the habit of being myself. That's all. So yes, I always answer questions a long way. Caitlin knows that. I think her question was how many times? And I said 140,000 and gave y'all that long tangent. But anyway, back to you.
Damon, I don't mind as long as I'm not invading your time. I don't mind at all. I briefly just want to shed light. Damon, thank you so much. He
Yeah.
said a mouthful, family. He said a mouthful, and unfortunately, we won't be able to break down the full understanding because everything that Damon just shared with you,
Mm-hmm.
it all came from not him, but because I've read this book, I've studied this book, and I
Mm-hmm.
know he studied these principles, man. Family, these are principles that we have to study,
Mm-hmm.
right? We might feel stressed, angry, and desperation, hungry because our negative self-talk. Because Damon, when I was living at home in my parents' house, trying to get out, I was able to develop positive self-talk. At first, it was negative. I felt desperate. I was hungry. There was times I wasn't the best student, right? And then there was a time I grasped onto this and I could live in peace and abundance and that freeness, knowing that because I've changed my self-talk from negative to level 4, the better me, that I am confident and decisive, that I am a top producer, right, Damon? That I am a joyful, I'm a peaceful parent, I'm a loving mom, I'm a beautiful woman. This level programs our future, my future reality, Damon, your future reality. I believe truly by focusing on what mattered most, right? Focusing on what mattered most for us. And the highest level family, right, was becoming. It's believing, powered by belief, not circumstance based. This desperation is your circumstance, right? I need the bill paid is a circumstance, family. That's not who you are, right? So I'm going to share this really quick, Damon. I want to run back to you. But family,
Yeah.
there's 5 levels of self-talk. And the first one that we're majority of us on this call in, and I know it might hurt to hear because Damon has said some very hurtful things to me, but to help me, not to abuse me, to make me feel little, to make me feel small, but to say, Caitlin, you can become a powerful individual if you can master these 5 levels of self-talk. And then, of course, our 5 levels of belief. But just so you know, family, really quick, most of us are in the I can't. Oh, I always mess up. I always mess up a sale. I always mess up my dial, my script. Y'all, that's the most dominating level. And sadly, the most common. It reinforces limitation over your life, doubt over your life, and failure, family, over your life. I love to call that the negative self-talk. That's level one, Damon. Level two from our study notes was the recognition and the need to change. How many of you guys are on this call listening right now to Damon and saying, wow, I kind of have a recognition that I have the need to change. You know what? I really do need to be more consistent on the Sunday night calls. You know what, Damon? I really should actually figure out how to talk to myself better. I don't know how, but I need to figure out. Maybe Damon, I need to stop being late to the calls. I always come in like 30 minutes late, 20 minutes late, right? Though that's the recognition of a need to change. This level acknowledges that you have a problem, family. We want to acknowledge that we have a problem. But I want you to know that because you've recognized the problem, it doesn't change it. The brain hears it as guilt, not action. Should is not a command, it's a delay. I should dial more people. I should practice my script. I should do what Damon told me to do the first time. Yeah, but I want you guys to understand that should is not a command, it is delay. So, family, so when we can get into level three, and that's the decision to change, and there's a good amount of you guys are on this call that has a decision that you want to change. And those level three self-talk. It's a self-talk. You guys hear? We go from I can't, I messed up to I should to now that okay, level three, the decision that I want to change, Damon. Well, you know what, Damon? I'm never going to skip my morning routine. I eat healthy meals daily, even if I just ate McDonald's. Listen, inside of the book, it gives an example of a smoker, a tobacco smoker. Inside of that book, it gives the example that there was this gentleman, I don't know exactly how it went, but he was a smoker. He smoked tobacco. He was very addicted. But people would look at the man crazy because he would be smoking the tobacco, the cigarette, and saying, I don't smoke cigarettes. He would be smoking the cigarette, Damon, but he's practiced the decision to change. So he's telling himself, right? I don't smoke. I'm not a cigarette smoker. This level rewrites the code. It's positive. It's present tense. It's identity based, family. And I believe that our brain begins to align and your actions follow. Level four, family, this is the better you. This is the self talk where you, Damon, said we pull out that voice recorded on our phone and we say in that voice note on our phone, Damon, do I have your permission to share my mind for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Damon asked me to do something, practice this book. July, in the process of renewing my mind, 2024, Damon, I have only been connected with you in this finance business for 12 months. I come from the same background as you, Damon. We was ready for tax time. What? I didn't know what it was like to live in business and we running our home like a business and we following lead here and Christianity here, whatever religious matters here, or faith-based here, spirituality here. These are all things that we discover that we're lacking, right? So when I met Damon, he said, Caitlin, you need to practice self-talk, right? But I actually really had to do it. So there's a assignment inside of the book that you must do, right, Damon? And the assignment is to pull out your voice memo on your iPhone. It goes. That says 1706 Shad Lane when I lived at my parents' house. Don't pull up at my parents' house because I can get ugly sometimes. Just kidding with you guys. But that's July 2024. I'm talking to myself. I'm a little embarrassed. Don't judge. In the process of transforming by the renewing of my mind. I believe I am worthy. I am. Of good things to happen to me. Of good things to happen to me. I always look at life with a positive mindset. I look at life with a positive mindset. I started to remember, and I now know I'm not my past or the bad things that happened. Come on now, Damon. I didn't just like it's so unfair. It's so unfair when we're not putting in the practice behind it. It's so unfair when we're not doing the principles and we're following principle, but then we have the nerve to question why we're not winning the way we would. So without further ado, family, it is 9:04, and I just want to give a big shout out to the ladies this week and the gentlemen this week, Damon. And I want to ask you a few more questions before we end out the call, Damon, if you don't mind. But
Sure.
I do want to give a big shout out, family, because as you guys know, or if you guys don't know, we have some few people that are brand new inside of our community actually as well that are partnered in with us. Maybe you're kind of just now like seeing their name and seeing them do their thing. And I think it's important to give recognition and when it's due. Damon, I want to apologize to you publicly because this was supposed to be done in the beginning of the call.
It's all good. It's all good.
So I definitely want to obviously give a shout out to where we're standing as Collective Prosperity family. As you guys know, as Collective Prosperity family, we are many hands, one vision, okay? And we are here to change the trajectory of our family tree. You know, each of us on this call, and I say this every single call. I say this all the time, but each of us on this call, we have two hands, right? And I know that we have a desire to create impact, to create change and beautiful things in our life. And I want you guys to understand that we are and going to be continue to be built off belief, right, family? Belief that when we move together, that we move further. Okay? Because each of us have two hands, and those two hands that we can make a large impact in this world. And for the month of August, as of August 31st, as of collectively a team, we are rounding out about 100 and about 27,000 for the month as of August 31st. I love it. I love it. And the goal, family, the goal for this month of August was actually 200,000, but all praises and thank God for what we've created so far. And I understand that we actually have a couple people on this call that are looking to build. I actually see a couple people on this call that are hungry, that are showing up, not for Damon, not for their company they're connected with, not for Caitlin, but for self. And when you can start showing up for self, I believe that you will see a very beautiful harvest in your life. And I want to give a big shout out to, of course, Nia. Nia, big shout out to you for always showing up, girl. If we can Black hands in the chat, Nia. I want to give a big shout out to you because not only are you somebody that I was able to get connected with back in 2023 through business, actually, through Facebook. You know, when they say get on Facebook and make the post and advertise your business and don't be a secret agent. Yeah. Yeah, that's a real thing because I am so blessed, honored, and grateful that I got to connect with you, Nia, back in 2023. And it was all actually because I believe at that time I was just sharing a couple posts. We got connected. I think I reached out to you. I saw you. And here we are in 2025. And Nia, I have watched a transition in your life. I have watched beautiful blessings happen in your life. I have seen ground bottom. I have seen you go up. I have seen you go down. And I have seen you show up for yourself every single time through every trial, through every obstacle that may have came our way. Nia, one thing that I admire most about you publicly and loud, I wish I had a microphone right now. You are an awesome, amazing woman. You are not only a mother, but you are awesome. You are a true leader, and you have a real heart to not only serve, but to show up and help build collectively, not just as an individual, but as a community. And I value you for that. And I appreciate you for that. And I just want to give a big shout out to you because every single month you show up, not for me, but for you and your son. And it's an impact that you're making for the team, not only for the team, but for us in entirety. So we appreciate you. I want to give a big shout out uh, to Miss Tiffany. Let's go. Let's go, Miss Tiffany. Tiffany, you know what? Before me and you had our couple conversations, the little FaceTime calls we've had, just real quick, or the Zoom calls we've had, like, hey, we're doing this app together. One thing, let me just say this. Damon has had some amazing, amazing, of course, things to say about you from who you are as a woman, your essence, your character, the way you speak. Oh, girl, I heard there's something about you that we don't know, we didn't get to see yet. And I'm super excited. I'm excited. I heard there's gonna be a call or something like that. I don't know. I just know you have some power behind you. And I just truly can't wait to be able to see you continue to walk in that power and for you to have been connected here to come in, killing it. I mean, first week dialing leads, and correct me if I'm wrong. Please do, Nia, Tiffany, say we first 7 days buying lead, first 7 days making a decision for self, we were able to assist 7 to 9 families. What's that number, guys?
It's eight.
In
And
a
I and I still have three people I haven't actually connected with. So
let's go. Let's go. That is absolutely amazing. That is not even normal. Damon, that is not normal.
No, it is normal. That's the new normal.
It's the new
Yeah, yeah,
normal.
we making the abnormal look normal now. It's normal. It's normal.
No.
She did exactly what we told her to do. It's normal.
So I love how he said that because she just got connected in. She got connected in and she just followed the system. And obviously she has a why that she was able to identify to be able to want to put this to work and for have to made it work within 7 days, 8 families with three on the way.
I'm
Phenomenal.
trying to see that Porsche. When I come to the A, that's all I'm saying.
oh my goodness. I literally saw it today when I was leaving the gym. It was the exact one that I wanted. The one that's on my home screen. I was like, okay, this is the sign. This is the sign.
It's all right. Go get it. Go get it. It's all right. Listen, it's only one policy.
That's
Your
it.
your your, your monthly note. It is only gonna be like a half a policy. Go ahead, go get your car.
I will.
Damon's gonna be quick to tell you, go get it. Go get the house, go get the car.
I've been telling KB to go get her truck for a long time now. Go get it, KB. Might as well. This week, go get your truck.
Tiffany,
Hey, y'all see that nervous? Y'all saw that nervous laugh. That that's when I know I'm doing something right. When I get that nervous laugh from people, they be like,
you know what? But the beautiful thing about this man, for him to be able to receive that that was a nervous laugh. See, some people didn't even have the awareness to be that. This guy is a very aware guy.
go get that truck, KB. You deserve it.
Absolutely. Tiffany, I
You
love
and your boys deserve it.
we
But
do.
but wait a minute. Let me be clear, KB. Not the Tesla truck.
No,
Cause
no,
y'all, she been telling me she liked the Tesla truck.
stop.
The
No.
cyber, the cyber truck to be exact.
Go get the Mercedes truck.
Well,
Okay, I did not go say go get the Tesla.
hey, hey,
Looking
hey.
like a big roach. I don't like that thing.
Well, listen here, family. See, at least you guys know I wasn't being selfish. Yeah, I have two little boys, and I'm like, maybe they'll like the army look. You know what I mean? Hot mama driving them around in that masculine, manly. That's what I was thinking. Like they would like it as my. See, I wasn't thinking for self, dang.
Y'all gotta help me out. All right. The vote is one. I don't know if y'all know what an AMG GT, the truck. It looked like a little bubble, real cute truck, right?
What I want.
That's number one. Number two would be the Tesla Cybertruck. Everybody make a vote right now. Which car would KB look better coming out of?
Or the range.
Number two,
The AMG. I think she definitely should do the AMG. That's
gotta
that's
do it. You
my
gotta
my
do it,
my,
AMG.
my heart. That's one of my heart. I think I was telling KB about that. So yeah, you definitely need to get that.
All
You
right.
gotta do it, KB.
Now y'all are watching. Like when you guys
AMG.
be accountable. See, when you tell the world your goals and you show up every day, you see you have no choice but to try to go get them because if
Listen, we want a picture. If you don't go get the truck this week, we want a picture by this coming Saturday of you inside of the truck and standing next to it.
okay.
Is it a deal? Hey, is this one clock it or is it what is it, y'all? Is
It's a deal. Clock it.
this is a clock it and this one is T, right? No, is that it? My daughter was teaching me. I don't know, but anyway, back to y'all.
That is Tiffany, if you don't mind, if you can share with the team here, um, just a little bit of what it's like hey, you got your life insurance license a while back, right? Like, when did you make the decision to like get into the life insurance industry? And as someone, Tiffany, who also, if you don't mind me asking, Damon, I don't know how much time. Damon, how much time do you have left? It's 9:14.
9:30. I gotta take the
Okay.
film and get some need.
No, no, absolutely. I just want to be respectful of your time. So, Tiffany, I want to ask, what is it like coming into like the life insurance industry, saying like this is something that I set out for myself, like 7 days in, buying leads, like just moving, like it seems like it's going fast paced maybe to others, but for you, you could feel like you're in a space of flowing and receiving. But if you can talk to me a little more about that, tell us a little more behind your success, behind these 7 deals, first of all, like how, right? And then just what is it like with the just being here? What is it like making this decision, coming from a background of business owners and entrepreneurs, being here with Damon, connected in with life insurance agents? Tell us a little more about that.
Well, thank you for your kind words, first and foremost. And the biggest thing that comes to my mind right now that I feel that I get to share with the group is the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm.
And it's not just Damon being my teacher, it's also self as a teacher, right? Because you can have the teacher, which is a third party like Damon, but if you're not ready internally to be the teacher for yourself, to take command, like you said, over your decisions, the I am, I eat, I do, then what you think is going to happen is not going to happen. The inevitable is not going to happen. The change is not going to happen. The transformation is not going to happen. I simply made an energetic shift
Mm.
for, okay, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, this is what it's going to be. And, they always say faith without works is dead. And for a long time, before I went full time in life insurance, I had a lot of works, little faith. And then I moved into a season of a lot of faith, but little works. And now I'm finally in the delicate dance or the harmonic balance in between the faiths and the works, in between doing the work, but also being in the spirit of receiving and allowing and being abundant. And, like Damon said, it's a normalcy. We had a call on Friday. He asked me, "How do you feel?" I said, I don't feel any different because I was already envisioning this. And when you envision it and you practice what Damon is saying, the meditation, seeing it in your mind, feeling the feeling, because that changes your frequency. It really does. So if you're feeling the feeling, you're already there. You're feeling the feeling of having your new car. It's already done. And it's not just me saying that, but it's also me being that. And so every decision that I make, therefore, afterwards is because I've already put myself in that space. And now I'm just allowing the results to come and to receive. So that's been the biggest thing for me. I got into the life insurance industry initially just to make a little extra side money in between real estate deals because they could take 30, 45 days and sometimes big deals can cancel. And I was looking for greater stability, but also greater purpose with alignment in my strengths and my gifts. And I finally found that. And I'm very grateful overall. Environment is everything. Environment is key. But you also get to put in the self work as well. There's a lot of inner work that goes along with the results. It is the becoming.
My God. Tiffany, who are you, girl?
I am
She
a loving, kind, generous woman.
she sure is. She absolutely is. Very, very Damon fancy. Fancy Dame. Look at him smile.
Oh, listen, Tiffany is amazing.
But
Tiffany and I met at a conference maybe about a year and a half ago. We met at a conference in Atlanta, and we happened to be at a VIP luncheon together, and we exchanged information. I think your homegirl was from Cali. You're from Cali as well, and we were just talking a little bit about the insurance industry. I remember we had a conversation. I had a consultation with her last January. And I remember that because I was at a mastermind in Miami at that time. And she didn't pull the trigger on coaching yet, but she ended up calling me, which is always interesting. Like people do end up calling me back. She called me back. What was this? Maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe something like that. But she called me back. She was just like, "I'm ready." I was like, "Well, then let's go." And when we had that conversation on Friday, what stood out to me the most was two things. Number one, She said that in the past 3 years, she had written on average about 2 policies per month. She's now done 8 policies in a matter of like 3, 4 days, right? So I mean, she just put up a policy for 4,500 today on a Sunday, Labor Day weekend. So she's absolutely crushing it. But number two was her level of certainty. Like one thing, one thing would want you all to observe from Tiffany and really Caitlin as well, what they're really working on and what I'm working on as well is being in a state of certainty. Like where you're no longer in pursuit of the thing you desire. You are the thing you desire. And that may not make sense to a lot of you all tonight. I promise you, go down the rabbit hole of what I just said. Like, what I heard from Tiffany was no longer, I really want to be a producer. I really want to make this amount of money. What I heard from Tiffany on Friday was, I am.
Mm.
The amount of money that I'm looking for. Because think about it, family. The amount of money you want is not to have that amount of money. It's because of a feeling that you think the money is going to give you.
Mm.
If my bills are paid, I'll feel secure. If I get seen more, I'll feel more significant. If I find the right spouse, I'll feel more love. If I make this amount of money, I'll get more freedom. What you really desire is freedom, security, significance, and love. That's what we really want as human beings. What we think is the things will bring us that feeling. What Tiffany is explaining is once you have the feeling first, all those other things automatically show up. And it's crazy. It's been 10 years and I'm still studying this stuff because we could talk about it from a spiritual level or a very scientific level. It is science behind this. What she is talking about is the law of vibration. And so, to my point, I'm extremely proud of you because what Caitlin is talking about is the very practical way of getting an energetic alignment of the things you desire. How do you do that? By what you say over and over and over. And I get it, y'all. Some of y'all are like, but Damon, I've been saying these things until I'm blue in the face. Damon, I've been doing the mirror technique. But what Tiffany just said was, but are you being that? Like, wait a minute. How are we going to say I am more than an overcomer, but when a challenge pops up, all hell breaks loose in your mind?
Come
How are you going to say I am rich, I am wealthy, I am a top producer, but then you don't even pick up the phone and call nobody? Like you a secret agent. Nobody knows about you.
on.
Right? So I love that she said faith without works, but also works without faith. Like it is both sides of the coin. And it just so happens that when you become in energetic alignment, the people, the places, the circumstances, the situations will show up. And when you see it, you will move. Right? Nothing happens without that movement. So yeah, just wanted to add that on. Go ahead, Tiff.
I want to add just one more
My
thing.
bad. This KB's call. I said go ahead, Tiff.
Sorry, KB, if you don't mind, I just want to add one more thing. The power of intention.
Mm.
When I started off this week, on Monday, I said I'm going to write 3 policies. I didn't write 3 policies, but I had the same intention Tuesday when I woke up. I'm going to submit 3 policies today. And I just said it, like, with detached from the outcome and the results, but that's my intention for the day. And I
Yes.
wrote 3 policies. Next day, 4 policies. So, yeah,
It's
that's it.
so good.
Absolutely. I love it. And I love the fact that there's multiple individuals, Damon, you heard Tiffany say it, you heard me say it. But it,
Mhm.
it is all like there's a very scientific, but there's also very spiritual behind it. Like Tiff said, I strongly believe in faith without works is dead, and work without faith is also dead. I appreciate you guys on this call for sharing that because I believe like it allows um us collectively, each and every single one of us that are listening in, or if somebody's watching this replay, if you're in the car listening to this replay later on, or you're watching this replay later on, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to hear from Dame, right? From Tiffany and from myself, that it truly is something that you can conquer. This is something that you can have, but you do have to be. And Damon, I appreciate you, because if it wasn't for you sharing that with me, that what to say when you talk to yourself, like, hey, Caitlin, before you do anything else, put every book down, family.
Mhm.
I'm telling you this right now. Put every single book down. See, I feel a little more passionate about it. See, Damon's he's a little more calm over there. I feel so passionate about it.
Mhm.
Put every other podcast, motivational speaker book down until you can master self, truly and honestly. Because you guys, you can't bleed on your business partners, you can't bleed on other individuals because you're not making the decision to decide with self, right? Damon, I know you said you have about 5 more minutes. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
one thing that you wish to tell every agent, um, what is one thing that you wish every agent now moving forward, here connected in with collective prosperity, truly believed about themselves? What would be one thing you wish upon them to believe about themselves?
I wouldn't wish them to believe anything about themselves. I just want them to believe in themselves. That's it. Like, what would you attempt to do if you knew that you could not fail? Like that is one of my favorite quotes. What would you attempt to do if you knew that you could not fail? I'll share this and then I'll jump off of here, KB. One of my favorite parts about this industry is you do meet so many different types of people. And even since 2015, when I was interviewing people for the insurance industry, the majority of the people that interview with me, honestly, they just wanted mentorship. They didn't even want to be in the insurance industry. So I get it. Like I know most people that even are exposed to my information now, they're like, yo, can you just mentor me? And they just so happen that there's a platform they can use to build wealth. But I think one thing I'm wildly passionate and excited about is anytime I have those discovery conversations with people, and then they honestly tell me, they go, you know what, Damon? I don't even want to do insurance. Like they go, Damon, you just helped me realize. Uh, that was weird. Everybody disappeared off my screen. I was like, "Where's everybody at?" Okay, and then it was just me. Um, they said, Damon, you helped me realize what I should be working on. You helped me realize what I'm really passionate about. And it's not insurance. And so I think the biggest thing that I want to encourage you all, insurance is a vehicle. Like at the end of the day, it is a vehicle to create wealth. It is a vehicle to make money. If you have this opportunity right now, definitely lean into it, take full advantage of it, but use this as a breeding ground to believe in yourself. Entrepreneurship is one of the only self-made boot camps that you can sign up for because you can't hide from you in this, right? Like you can hide from yourself in a job, but in entrepreneurship, only you know what's really happening in your bank account. Only you know what you really did that day. Only you know how you're progressing. Only you know that. And so the minute you sign up for entrepreneurship, you are signing up to take yourself on, which family, it takes a tremendous amount of courage to do what you all are doing. Like, let's not overstate that at all. Like, let's recognize each of you should be tapping yourself on the back because, again, no one told us to do this. No one showed us, hey, this is a better way. Hey, you know, you can choose your own path. Like, no, my mother and father didn't say, hey, Damon, here's how you go about being an entrepreneur. And here's the books that you need to read. And here's how you work on yourself. And here's how you respond to challenges. And oh, by the way, here's how you balance being a father and a husband and a friend and a mentor and a coach. And here's how you respond to situations that are unpleasing. And here's how you respond to betrayal. And no one taught us that. And so guess what? Family, if you're doing this business, you have no choice but to be patient with yourself. You have no choice but to not compare yourself to other people. But also don't give yourself a cop out. What would you attempt to do if you knew that you could not fail? What would you attempt to do if you knew that you could not fail? As an insurance agent, what would you attempt to do tomorrow if you knew you couldn't fail? Question for you. If you knew, if you knew tonight that the minute you went on live, there would be 10 people that would reach out to you and ask to do policies that would earn you $10,000 over the next 3 days, would you hesitate to go live? Probably not. If you knew that tomorrow, even with it being Labor Day, if you were to sit and make calls from 9 a.m. to 12, that you would end up writing 5 policies that would earn you an additional $5,000 in income, would you hesitate to do those calls? If you knew that the minute you started to create content on the fact that you are a licensed life insurance agent, you were able to make enough money to make money no longer an issue for you and your family, would you hesitate to make the content? Family, listen to me right now. There is absolutely no difference between any of you and me. There's no difference. I got my license a few years before you all, but there is absolutely no difference. I am not better than you. I am not a better speaker than you. It has nothing to do with any of that. The only difference is, what am I saying to myself? What am I saying to myself about opportunities? I've been on live this entire call. I turned on my live at 7:58. Now, I could have easily said, you know what? Nobody's going to show up on Sunday. It's Labor Day. You know what's funny? Grant Cardone, whether you like him or not, doesn't matter. The man is a billionaire. Get over it, right? Grant Cardone, he decided to do a national event during the Super Bowl. Most people would say, why in the world would you throw an event during the Super Bowl? Are you an idiot? The entire world is going to be watching the Super Bowl. You're going to lose so much money. He made millions that day. Family, what are you telling yourself? What are you telling yourself? Okay. Real quick, I want to do this for your group. I got 5 minutes and then I'm gonna have to go.
Thank you.
I want to open it up for any questions because I saw Kim had a question a little bit earlier. I see my guy Brad in here. It's great to see you, Mary. It's good to see you. Of course, my girl Nia, Deshonda, Miss Green is in the house. Deshonda is all over the world in the past 30 days. If there are any questions, if there's anything I can serve you all over the next couple of minutes, please ask away and then we'll go ahead and jump off here and I'll go get some grub.
Absolutely. And if you can, before you hop off, also let them know where they can find you, how they can connect with you.
Oh, they know where to find me.
Ah,
No. Yeah, obviously, I'm gonna be doing a lot with Collective Prosperity for the leadership team. For those of you that are on the leadership team, I'll be around. I'll be in and out a little bit. Obviously, you guys can find me on IG under Damon P. Dillard. If you all do not currently have any other coaching community or anything, I obviously do a lot of that. So if you're interested in a lot of the information, KB has invested in herself. Several of the people in the room have invested in themselves to be a part of that community. You can also find me there. So any questions at all? There are no dumb
I
questions. There are
do.
no bad questions. Talk to me.
Um, what advice would you give for the people that is doing the things, the self-talk, listen to the books, speaking to yourself in the mirror, like literally scripting every day, but they're in a desperate situation. And it's like they're feeling I may have to get a job before I can do this because money make money sometimes, right?
Yeah.
What is your advice to that? Because
How brutally
I
honest do you want me
know
to be with you?
I want you to be brutally honest, like completely. Like I'm one of them people. Just give it to me raw.
People don't make money in this business because they don't open their mouths. Period.
Okay.
Period. The only reason you don't make money as a life insurance agent is you don't tell people about what you do. And so when I was building my agency, I'll be very honest, because I also am not the pot calling the kettle black. I remember being in that position where I was so fixated on the spiritual side of success, I was over spiritualizing my lack of it. And so I remember those days when I was saying the affirmations and writing down my goals and listening to the sermons over and over and over and over and praying that God changed something in my situation. And then I realized, okay, I'm not even using what God gave me. I know, Kim, you're a believer, so you can relate to this story of Moses. I love the story of Moses because obviously he was a leader. And obviously, as a leader, sometimes we're called to do things that we don't feel like we're capable of. When God called him to leadership, he said, "But
A stutter.
he was a stutterer, right? So how in the world
Yeah.
am I going to lead all these people out of slavery when I stutter?" He said, "Well, I'm gonna send you some help." He sent him Aaron, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, long story short, if anybody remembers the story, he leads the Israelites out of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
and then Pharaoh decides he made a mistake. He's like, "Wait a minute, why would I allow all the Israelites to leave when they're the ones that have the blueprint of what I'm looking to build?"
Mm-hmm.
That's a different story for a different day. We won't talk about that right now, right? All right. So anyway, Pharaoh realizes he made a mistake, and so he's chasing down the Israelites.
Right.
Moses is leading the Israelites to a new land. All of a sudden, in front of him, he has a Red Sea. Nowhere else to go. Sounds to me, Kim, like a very desperate situation.
Right.
Not even desperation. Let's talk about it real. A death situation. Either A, we're going to drown because we're going to try to swim, or B, we're going to be captured and killed by the Egyptians that are chasing us. And
Mm-hmm.
so I can only imagine that, watch this. He wasn't in a desperate situation. He thought he was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's some renditions of the story in the Bible that say he was sweating blood. That is a real scientific thing. You are stressed when you start sweating blood. He was sweating blood. And I can imagine that Moses at that time was saying, "Okay, God, wait a minute. I know I heard you right. I know you told
Mm-hmm.
me that I'm a leader. I know you told me to lead these people out of Egypt. How dare you? How dare you forsake me now? How dare you leave me in this desperate situation now? What am I to do? I can't swim. Look at all these people. How would you do this?" He's crying, praying, meditating, saying affirmations, whatever. And then what does God say to him? He
What do you have in
says,
your hand?
he says, "Kim, what do you have in your hand?" The same exact miracle that worked 12 different times in Egypt. Use what's in your hand. And the challenge for most people, especially entrepreneurs, is they don't use what's in their hand. And so they think the solution to the problem is outside of what they already have. But you're not even using what's in your hand. Kim, I love you to life. You do know I follow you on social media, right? Enough said. And so I don't want you to feel like, okay, I feel like I'm in a desperate position. What I'm going to encourage you to do is actually step. See, the funny thing about a job never forces you to have faith. You don't need faith to get a job.
Right.
And if we come from the conditioned background of having a job, that job never built our faith muscle. Why? Because at a job, I know I'm gonna get paid every week. I
Mm-hmm.
know. Matter of fact, if we don't get paid, it's gonna be some furniture moving in that thing, right? We gonna have a syllogism if we don't get paid. Like, matter of fact, we know down to the penny. Wait a minute. What is this? What is this additional tax here? Wait a minute. We don't went into the manager's office. We done sent a couple emails about it. Why? Because it's a guarantee. But see,
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship. Talk to me about your relationship with God when you show me what you're doing as an entrepreneur. Because now I can see what you actually have faith in. See, I said this before, and then I'll end with this. It's one thing to believe in God, it's something completely different to believe Him. Believing in someone is saying, "Oh, I know you have my best, but let me manage my expectations just in case you disappoint me." Right? Like, we all know that person, I'm guilty of it, that's late to everything. listen, you all can believe in me. I believe Damon is a great person. I believe Damon has a really good heart. I believe he's really into, but when Damon say he's gonna be on time, you don't believe him. And a lot of people are treating God like that.
Okay.
It's not I believe you because I'm praising you. It's I believe what you said based on how my feet are moving. And the challenge for most people is the tongue in their mouth and the tongue in their shoes is going in two totally different directions.
Mm, that's good.
You can't affirm something that you don't walk out. That means you don't believe it. What would end up happening for many people, like if you would just do what the coaches are saying, everything would change. And and I'm not even talking to you, Kim. I'm talking to KB now. That's the funniest thing to me, and this is why I had to work on my leadership skills because I remember asking my mentor, I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Because like this business is so simple. You're gonna die. Would you like some money for that? Like what's so hard about that? Like I don't understand. Like I'm complete. But then he helped me because he said, Damon, as a leader, you have to be a chief reminding officer. Because Kim, what's getting in your way is not the complexity of the business. It's the conversation in your mind. You ain't got to go over that script no more, sis. You need to talk to somebody. I challenge you personally this week. I challenged you last week and you didn't take my challenge. I challenged you last week and you didn't take my challenge. So I'm going to challenge you again. And I'm saying this with love because I love you, right? You're part of the community. I love you. I want to see you do well. I challenge you to make one piece of content every single day telling people what you do. I challenge you to reach out to every single person in your phone and tell them, hey, this is what I do. I'd love for you to listen to my presentation. You don't need to buy anything from me at all, but can you at least hear me out? Listen to me. You calling Caitlin, asking her to do the script with you, that don't help. We need to do with some live people, right? If you take me up on that challenge, you'll make more money this week than you've ever made in the past 6 months. Now, what's going to come to play? What are you saying to yourself now? I got this. I can do this. I know I can do this. God, I can do this. I can. I can. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. It'll be game over, Kim. Game over.
Okay. Okay.
Taking a job as a licensed life insurance agent is death to your career.
Okay.
Right? I can be more candid on this call because
Yeah.
KB is my direct mentee. So on another call, I guess we got IG watching too. But anyway, on another call, I probably wouldn't be that candid, right? I'd probably be a little bit more soft with my answer. Yes, take your time. No, if you take a job as a licensed agent, that is death to your career, period. Why? Because you have now confirmed to yourself that this don't work.
I can't do it, right?
That,
Okay.
that you can't do it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I think Brad had one question before you go. Brad, did you have a question? Or if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Bradley. Y'all probably like, my God, well, the answer you gave Kim just scared us all. Like, wait, they're probably like, wait a minute.
Imagine what I go through. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Bradley left. He said, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. No,
Uh,
he might be trying to come back in.
yeah,
Let me see something here.
give him.
Deshonda have her hand up.
Hey, Deshonda, come on in.
No, I don't have my hand up. I was just saying that was for me too. So amen.
Amen. Yes. Yes. Anybody else? Does anybody else have any questions? Bernita, Tashante, Victoria, Tanika, Jaden, Christine. Listen, we're open. We're open. Any questions, big or small? No question is a bad question.
Mm-hmm.
No
Mm-hmm.
question is a bad question.
What's the goal for September?
All right, family. Oh, there we go. Bradley coming in. So while we getting Bradley settled, family, I want you guys, and I know we briefly said, so we knew our goal for August was 200,000. But we want to make sure we make that happen for the month of September, family. We want to go after 200,000 collectively. That's going to run us about a good 115 to about 160 applications, depending on our AP. For the month, we're standing at around 115 apps right now, family. So we have a big
How
goal.
many I got a question for you, KB. How many families would need to be assisted for you all to hit your goal?
So for us to be able to assist 200,000 in issue business, excuse me, guys, 200,000 in sales for the month. So for example, if we want to go after a $200,000 month for September 31st, right, we're going to need to at least collectively tackle at least 160 to 180 applications, depending on, of course, our annual premium.
Okay. How many applications do you all have this month?
Right now we're sitting at 100 and, oh, excuse me. Right now for apps, we are sitting at alrighty, family. So right now, as of applications, as of August 31st, we're sitting at about 80 applications.
Okay, do me a favor. You said you all are at what APYs this month?
So as of August 31st, family, we are actually at, and there's a couple we had Bradley's partner in business. His numbers weren't reporting, unfortunately, right this moment. So based off the numbers we have that have reported, Dame, we're gonna say exactly 127,000, comma 704.
All right, 127, 704 divided by 80. All right.
Oh no.
So
So those 80 applications, I apologize, are based off of last week. Not the week we just had. I apologize. So those 80
let's
applications,
call it 90.
yeah, so the 80 applications where we were at, just for clarity purposes, with the 80 apps, that had us at about 80,000 in annual premium.
Okay. So I would do what I would say is you all are probably averaging because I've looked at the numbers before. You're probably averaging about $1,000 per family assisted of AP. Let's just call it 1,000, right? So this is what I would do. I got a question for everybody in the room. I know we only have 16 right now, right? I need an answer from all 16 of you. Okay, I need an answer from all 16 of you. The answer is a yes or no answer. It's very, very simple. Well, 15. Yes or no. Would you all be willing to commit to assisting at least 10 families in being protected in the month of September? Yes or no? How many yeses did we get?
We got a lot of yeses in the chat. We got
Okay, I want to ask again because I don't see all the yeses. Family, again, I want to ask you again. Would you be willing to commit to assisting 10 families in the month of September? Yes or no? Okay. Watch this. Okay. I want everybody to do me a favor. 10 families for each person. Now, obviously, some of you are going to go out and do way more than that. All Caitlin and I are asking is 10, 10, just 10, right? Watch this. If you assist 10 families, family, that's $10,000 in annual premium. Do you have your calculator there, Caitlin?
I sure do.
Okay. If someone writes $10,000 in annual premium, let's just say their average commission rate is 90%. That would be 90. That would be $9,000. What's that times 75%?
That's gonna be 6,700.
Okay. So, question, just drop a one in the chat if you wouldn't mind earning an additional $6,700 in the month of September. Is that okay? Okay. If you all can earn an additional $6,700 in the month of September, do me a favor, just drop in the chat real quick. What would you do with that money? And we're talking about extra. We're not talking about only, like, I know some of you are working jobs still, some of you are still, I get that. So outside of your job, 6,700 would go towards what? Okay, Tiffany said a trip. Christine said bills, invest in self-care, put back into my business, bills. Okay, here's what I want everybody to do. All right, here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. There are a few of you that are going to do more than 10 families. I know KB's probably going to do 20 to 30 families. Tiffany's going to do whatever your goal is. Family, can you just commit to 10? Now, I want you all to write this down in your notes. Okay, I want you to write this down in your notes. The question becomes, Damon, how do I assist 10 families? KB has already shared this. I'm sure Jalen and Mike have shared this. Here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. All right, this is going to be a little counterintuitive to what you've heard, but it is in alignment with what you've heard. I want you all to write this down. Family, can you focus on 50 decisions? Damon, what is 50 decisions? That means you allow somebody the opportunity to say yes or no to you. Well, Damon, what would that look like? Family, if you create a piece of content and put that on social media, that could look like 50 views. If you go live and you have 2 people watching, that's 2 people collecting a decision. For the entire month, you have 31 days to collect 50 decisions. Listen to me, y'all. If you do this, and I love how Tiffany said it earlier, detach from the result. So if you do this without worrying, listen, we're not worried. That's why I said I ain't say nothing about $10,000 in AP. Forget AP. I don't care about no AP. If you will focus on just assisting 10 families, all right, and letting 50 people know what you do, maybe that's every single day. When you get a receipt, you make a friend. Hey, how you doing? Hey, real quick, I'm a licensed life insurance agent. Just out of curiosity, do you have anything in place right now for your final expenses? You're walking in a grocery store, you see a young lady with her children. Oh my God, I got kids too. They grow up so fast. How you doing? My name's Damon. Family, it's very simple to do. Okay. Now, drop a 1 in the chat if I have your commitment to at least tell 50 people about what you do. Now, for some of you, you're going to be like, Damon, I tell 50 people every single week, right? I get 50 leads and I make my phone calls. That could be you. Some of you are going to say, you know what? I'm going to do senior centers. But family, for the month of September, all I want you to commit to is 2 things. 50 exposures, write that in your notes. That's all that is. 50 exposures and 10 families assisted. Can somebody drop in the chat right now? I am so happy and grateful now that I have assisted 10 families in the month of September. I am so happy and grateful now that I have assisted 10 families in the month of September. Tiffany, you should be helping 30. Okay. I believe, Tiffany, you can assist 30 families in being assisted. I also believe you can add at least 3 brand new partners to your business, right? Nia, I believe you can do 30 families in the month of September as well. I believe that's your new standard. Anything lower than that, we probably just settled, right? Nia, I believe you can add at least 3 to 5 brand new people. I'm going to say 3. I believe you can add 3 new partners to your business, right? KB, I believe the standard has been set by you, right? I believe you need to run it back. 40 families. I believe 40 families assisted is the standard, right? I believe you set the goal for 40 families being assisted and adding at least 7 brand new partners to the agency. Aaliyah, listen, I believe 15 is the standard. Aaliyah, I've seen your content. Your content is phenomenal. My question is, what's your follow-up game like? Content is incredible. What's the follow-up? Okay. Bernita, you and I have had some conversations. I got to see your 10 this month, boo. I got to see your 10 this month. Brad is on the line. Brad, come on, man. You and I've had many conversations before. Listen, this is how much you know I love y'all. My son just texted me and said, Dad, when you bringing home dinner?
Um,
Deshonda, I know you're just getting contracted, right? Christine, I'm still learning you. I don't know you quite yet. I know you've committed to your 10, right? Deshonda, I'm looking for 10 this month. You have the gift of gab. Beautiful smile, beautiful personality. You're incredible. Your social media presence is incredible. You're in a lot of really, really influential, powerful rooms. There's no excuses, right? Jaden Washington, come on now. Come on, J Dub. That's what I'm gonna start calling you, J Dub. I need 30 this month. Yeah, I need 30 out of you, Jaden. 30 at least. Jatasia, let's go. Josiah, my guy. Come on, 10. 10 is the standard. Kim, honestly, I think based on the conversation I just had with you, Kim, I'm gonna probably see 10 this week, right? Because you strike me as the type of person that can only be challenged so long before they say, you know what, forget this. Mary, let's get the 10. Tanika, 10. Tashanti, 10. Tiffany, we talked about it, 30. Victoria, 10. Let's go. Let's go. Family, when this happens, all right, not if, but when this happens, here's the goal for September, all right? Collective Prosperity was able to assist 250 families in the month of September. Somebody drop in the chat, it's already done. Somebody drop in the chat, it's already done. Collective Prosperity was able to assist 250. Somebody drop in the chat, 250 families is done. Somebody drop in the chat, 250 families is done. 250 families is done. 250 families is done. Now, KB, what I'm going to encourage you to do is you're going to do a countdown. Okay. How many families would need to be assisted every single day in order for you all to hit your goal? All right. If we say there are 23 working days in the month, how many families get to be assisted every single day? Right? Because I want you all to spend Sundays with your family, Saturdays with your families. Let's just call it 20 working days. How many families would need to be assisted every single day for this team to hit their goal?
So if we have 20 working days in a month, I'll be doing a daily countdown to make sure we've reached 250 families served, correct?
Yep. So it'd be 250 divided by 20. What's that?
So every single day, each of us, well, 12.5, 12.
So here it is. Family, the heartbeat of this organization, KB, is 13 families a day.
Yes.
We every single day we are counting down from 13 families. 13 families a day. Boom, Aaliyah got it started. Hey, let's go, Aaliyah. Come on, 12 families to go. Oh, Jaden just helped too. Oh, let's go, Jaden. Let's go. 11 families to go. Oh, Tiffany went crazy. Tiffany just did 4. Oh, we're down. You all catch my vibe? Family, the heartbeat of this organization is 13 families a day, 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 13 families a day. Say it with me, y'all. 13 families a day, 13 families a day, 13 families a day, 13 13 families a day, 13 families a day, 13 families a day, 13 families a day, 13 families a day. Family, and watch this. When that happens, watch what happens to your all's business. Watch what happens to this organization. Y'all ready? KB,
Ready.
I love you to life. 13 families a day is already done. You know I got your back. Family, here's what we're going to do, okay? When you all assist 250 families, I'm going to invite you all to Columbus, Ohio, all right, to sit down and learn directly from me, all right? We're going to do food. We're going to do an experience. We have something called the elevated experience. Whether you all are a part of the 7-figure community or not, I will invite you to spend some time with me, with Coach KB. We will plan that for October. All right. 250 families is the vision. All right. 250 is the vision. I believe we can get that done. All right. I believe we can get that done.
I
KB, back to you.
I believe it and I receive it. Damon, thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much for your time. I believe that this call has allowed and has broken many chains that's been held onto people, many shackles. I believe that a lot of people will be delivered through tonight just by the words and the wisdoms that was shared to not only understand that if it's possible for one, if it's possible for Damon, who in 2014, who said he was broke with multiple O's, to you guys hearing a testimony of Caitlin, who was this young mom who, didn't, was supposed to be system to the system, the public assistance, to be able to see us make it out, to be able to see Tiffany and to hear her testimony and just to be able to hear her share that it's the identity within self, is to be able to believe in me, to know that I've received, to know that it's mine, it's already mine, it's already here. I believe that there's someone on this call tonight, Damon, that was able to have a breakthrough. And unfortunately, I wish we could have a lot more time together for the community. But next time around, I pray that you have a great evening. Go get the boys some food, and we'll see you soon. Thank
I
you so
love
much.
you all. See you
God
soon.
bless you. Thank you, Dame.
13 families a day. 13 families a day. 13 families a day.
Hey,
Let's go!
Thursday.